I'm Richard Donahue. I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Eastern District of New York.
Can't hear you back here.
Okay.
Speak up really loud.
Good afternoon. I'm Richard Donahue. I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Eastern District of New York. Minutes ago, a federal jury here in the Eastern District convicted Joaquin El Chapo Guzman Loera on all counts of the federal indictment. In sum, the jury found that Guzman led the Sinaloa cartel, one of the largest and most dangerous drug cartels in the world, and that he is responsible for violence, including murders, and the smuggling of massive amounts of narcotics into the United States over a period of decades. This conviction, we expect, will bring a sentence of life without the possibility of parole. It is a sentence from which there is no escape and no return. This conviction is a victory for the American people who has suffered so long and so much while Guzman made billions pouring poison over our southern border. This conviction is a victory for the Mexican people who have lost more than 100,000 lives in drug-related violence. This conviction is a victory for every family who has lost a loved one to the black hole of addiction. There are those who say that the war on drugs is not worth fighting. Those people are wrong. Every day we lose American lives. Every day harm is inflicted on this country by drug addiction. And every seizure, every arrest, and every conviction contributes to a noble effort to save American lives. This conviction was brought about through a tremendous team effort within, across, and beyond the Justice Department. I first want to thank this remarkable trial team, remarkable and resilient trial team, made up of Eastern District Assistant United States Attorneys Gina Parlavecchio, Andrea Goldberg, Michael Rabati, Patricia Natopoulos, Hiro Mehta, Southern District of Florida Assistant United States Attorney Adam Fells, and trial attorneys Amanda Liscombe, Anthony Nardozzi, and Brett Reynolds from the Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs Section in Washington. Together with our law enforcement partners in the DEA, FBI, and HSI, they gathered and presented overwhelming evidence of Guzman's guilt. I would also like to thank paralegals Huda Abusher, Melissa Bennett, Eileen Rosado, Angel Jimenez, and others who skillfully supported the prosecution team. We'd also like to thank our colleagues in the United States Attorney's offices in the Northern District of Illinois, the Southern District of New York, the Southern District of California, the Western District of Texas, and the District of New Hampshire for their tremendous contributions to this effort. I would also like to extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to the United States Marshals Service, the NYPD, our court security officers, DHS's Federal Protective Service, and others who have, through selfless service, vigilantly protected the courthouse and the surrounding area on a 24/7 basis under challenging circumstances. This trial has pulled back the curtain on international drug dealing in a way that no other trial has. It revealed that Guzman and his co-conspirators were responsible for smuggling hundreds of tons of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamines, and marijuana into the United States. It also revealed that they were only able to operate on that scale because of endemic corruption. This is unacceptable and it will end. This is a day of reckoning, but there are more days of reckoning to come. We would like to thank the judge for a fair and efficient trial, and most of all, we would like to thank the jurors for their commitment, their patience, and the careful attention they paid to the evidence throughout the long course of this trial. I'd now like to give you the next presenter, Acting DEA Administrator Udom Dillon.
Good afternoon. I'm the Acting Administrator for the Drug Enforcement Administration, Udom Dillon. Today's conviction of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman demonstrates the dedication and determination of the men and women of the Drug Enforcement Administration to bring the world's most dangerous and prolific drug trafficker to justice. El Chapo is responsible for unthinkable amounts of death and destruction both in the United States and in his own country of Mexico. Guzman's deadly drugs destroyed many American families for nothing more than greed and power. This conviction is a huge victory for the thousands of DEA agents worldwide and all of our law enforcement partners in the United States, in Mexico, and around the world who work tirelessly to bring this man to justice. The success of this case is a testament to the strength of our relationship with our Mexican counterparts. We will continue to collaborate with Mexico to bring down the cartels and the individuals who bring poison into our country and into our communities. It is our hope that this verdict will show the entire world, no matter who you are or where you are located or how powerful you become, the Drug Enforcement Administration will never stop, and you will answer for your crimes. DEA will continue to pursue justice worldwide and protect all Americans from the scourge of illegal drugs. Thank you.
Throughout the past 12 weeks, the American public and the world had a backstage pass to the rise and fall of the leader, the most notorious, infamous, and dangerous drug cartel in history. Prior to the trial, El Chapo was a household name synonymous with wealth, power, fortune, and fame. However, throughout the trial and in many, many chilling witness testimonies, the American public and the world was introduced to the real El Chapo, a ruthless killer, a violent drug trafficker, arms trafficker, money launderer, and manipulator. El Chapo was the man behind the curtains. He pulled all the strings. He directed all of the production, the smuggling, the transportation, distribution of billions upon billions of dollars worth of narcotics into the United States. El Chapo was the leader of the Sinaloa cartel. The cartel responsible for pushing thousands of tons of cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, fentanyl, marijuana into our communities, our neighborhoods, all across America. Today's verdict is a victory for law enforcement. But more importantly than that, today's verdict is justice. It's justice for the many thousands upon thousands of victims of overdose. It's justice for their families. It's justice for their friends, for their communities, for their towns, and for their cities. The Sinaloa cartel is responsible, in large part, for the opioid crisis, since it was the Sinaloa cartel that first introduced America to Mexican heroin laced with fentanyl. So justice has been served. I'd like to thank all our partners in the DETF, the Drug Enforcement Task Force, specifically the NYPD, the New York State Police. Also like to thank our federal partners, Eastern District of New York, Department of Justice, HSI, FBI, the U.S. Marshals, CBP, and the many thousands upon thousands of other law enforcement, state and local and federal partners that worked to capture, to extradite, and eventually convict El Chapo. Thank you very much. Special Agent in Charge, DEA Raymond Donovan. Next up is Assistant Director Bill Sweeney, FBI.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. Today's message and today's verdict was a powerful statement, both on behalf of victims across the globe and countless law enforcement officers who lost their lives fighting and tracking and hunting this individual. I'd like to express our gratitude to the many people that worked with us on our FBI Safe Streets task forces across the country. None of this is possible without partnerships, both here in the U.S. and across the globe. The people standing behind me are a tremendous picture of what's good in this instance, and they've done tremendous work to bring justice for everybody involved. I want to thank you and pass it on to Angel Melendez from HSI.
Thank you, Bill. My name is Angel Melendez. I'm the Special Agent in charge for Homeland Security Investigations. I want to start off by saying today is a historic day in American justice. 2 years ago, when Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was extradited to the United States to face the charges for which he was convicted today, during the announcement, we had the opportunity to mention that upon his arrival here in New York, the realization of American justice, of facing American justice, was sinking in. And today we say American justice has been served.